Suaangan, 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 Tadi kaya ini Suaangan, 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 Suaangan.
Welcome to our 1993 season of Suaangan. Tonight's program is our 1992 review. It was a very busy year as we were out hunting, fishing, and whaling, and we talked to many people as we tried to cover as much stories as we can and visit as many communities as possible. In our review tonight, we start with some whaling at Nalgoryak.
Makikilano may pianik tayo na kaya pianik tayo na. Tayo na nakilaluga ka na ako galawa kamik. Mula kalawit kilalukat.
Ano kaya sa kanila?
Tayo na malikat na kalawit. Tayo minuwek. Kora kamikit ka na kumunit ka na katinlawit dahil kap na kalawit. Nauligit tayo na nauligit ako tulay patay na ako tayo na katwa mo ikalakipin namit kitay na kapok to ako nakalimit ko ako pinakagay at dahil kami kihani kinuk kayap yamik tayo na malinga kami tayo na kilaluwak malinga nukuni tayo na malikatakta haluwahin na ulit kilugo pinakalit kangit sa tawag kami kakilatay na ulit haluwa ka na pailan na kat kayak hutik kihialik pinakalit
Kaya mga kilaluwa na ako kanak ulubak alangok pa ka
ulubak kihukat yoni kumelik piwala hutik piw tayo na Kailan kinuitaw nung akta kami kilaan na kilaluwa man, kilaluwit puwit sa aking mata, ikan man ni may laki mamat sila makilaluwa akta. Naulak kakaluwit ahe, tayo na pang naulak kakaluwit pinakala kami kumali. Naku, kilo kong nilakano may akpang nikpi kami. Hukay luti kumayak pa tayo na pisik nakahalawit kihiyanik hukay lip ka kanyo nakalawit. Ang ulay kamit kikpilagay.
Ito nakatit tayo na kilaluwa na ito tayo ka lihaw ka din mani.
Tayo manikin ito akaw nga kami tayo na maliga ko kagatiyo tayo na pipiga ngayon kilak pa kulyap. Kilaluwa na kakatigik ka tayo na ilit siya ning manahin. Tayo na huwag nga pingakalungan ukat siya liyahin iligaw tiyo nakalungit kilaluwa ka na nakalapit kang ili. Tayo na naulat kakalungit ahin. Tayo na kiwit sinay pa yang ako man naulat kakaluwit tayo na kakaluwit sa kanayin malo pisik tahugulong isa na kilaluwan lalakot ikahin.
Last spring, John Day took a camera to Holman and videotaped the Kingalik Jamboree. We'd like to show you some scenes of some events with some music provided by Mark Ikutak. Last year, we sat down with 3 people who had been heavily into alcohol when they were younger. Charles Tija, a singer-songwriter, Leonard Harry, our ex-host narrator, and Amelia Gomez, a traveling evangelist, tells us a little of their past lives.
Well, I'm originally from Texas, and my home is in Arizona on the Navajo Indian Reservation. And for years, I was a drug addict and alcoholic. And most of the time, I didn't want to change. I enjoyed my life. I really enjoyed it, and I didn't want to change. But after it came to a point where I did want to change, then I had problems.
How was your life before you changed? And tell us a little about why you became sober.
Just as Emilio, I was addicted to drugs and alcohol, among other things. And I did a lot of traveling around, being a musician, but always trying to exist with alcohol and drugs, hoping that someday maybe, you know, that I could, but I came to the realization that I was getting nowhere. And over the years, just things built up, and I had no choice but to turn my life around.
Well, I grew up with alcohol in the family, and at first, when I first started drinking, I had good time, and I thought I had good time, but later on, when I keep on drinking, and then I become alcoholic. Couldn't go without alcohol, so I don't know, I got to where it's like there was no return, so I asked for help from Delta House. I went to Delta House first, then I did good, and then I guess I got carried away again, and then I went to Henwood in Edmonton. Those guys really helped me, so trying to go on with those guys that try to help.
Our language and culture is important enough that something should be done to start preserving it. We discussed this situation with 4 women who are heavily involved with our language.
I think like your mother and Lillian, who's the oldest daughter, they kept their language because your mother talked with them all the time in Inuvialuit. Same with your mother. She was brought up in the school where the individuals that kept them spoke Inuvialuit to them. I think it's very difficult for young people nowadays to keep their language because English is spoken everywhere, on TV, on radio, and a small portion of the radio programs are in Aboriginal languages. The school system, everything is done in Inuvialuit. We may have Inuvialuit classes, but they're about 30 minutes, and they're usually isolated in the school. They're just as a subject.
The way I've been able to keep my language by understanding it is my parents never sent me away to the hostels for the winter and stayed home with them. And they spoke to me in Inuvialuit all the time. And the only problem I have is speaking, because the other kids that I play with and in school and everything, it's all English too. And I have like nobody to speak with all the time. All the kids that come back from the hostel, they're all speaking English.
One of the things I was going to talk about was the additional means to or ways to try and help our language. We're training the Aboriginal language and cultural specialists to teach in the school. I'm teaching the first course in Tuk on the 16th to the 20th. And after they complete their course, they get their interim teaching certificate after they take this first course. And the majority of the course is learning the written, I guess, letters of Inuvialuit. The other thing is we have 2 preschool programs that are supposed to be immersion. One is in Tuk and one is in Pauluto. And the immersion teachers in Tuk informed us that some parents come to their class and watch them teach, and so they're learning just as much as their children are learning. But the kids pick up very, very quickly. They're very pleased about that.
Early in the fall of 1992, I went out fishing to Paulatuk and Tuktoyaktuk. This time of year, fishing is always good, and people take advantage by fishing through the ice.
Big slide.
Hả? Cuốn nè ha.
Someone coming out. One shot. One dead shot.
Who's that, Andy? Alright. Oh, I didn't even look at him.
Look at the tractor.
Yep.
There's a bit of fish here.
Angle that or not?
Yep.
Here, let me hold this side here. Okay, flip them in. Right in here. Right in here, yeah.
Snakes, reptiles, lizards, and other assorted little animals were brought to the schools in Inuvik last spring by a man calling himself Dr. Zoo. His exhibitions brought smiles and happiness to many little kids just learning about the creatures mostly seen on TV.
Here's Slinky, the vine snake. Look at this Slinky guy. Who would like to help hold Slinky? Oh, well, 2 or 3 of you can hold him. He's so long, so we can just put Slinky out like this and out longer and longer. Do you want to help hold his tail? No, none of my buddies bite. They're all harmless, but Slinky has a neat mouth. We have to look at Slinky's big mouth. Oh, that is an whoops, we didn't get to see that. Did you get to see that over here, dear? Look at that mouth. That's big enough so he can swallow a mouse. Wow. He likes to eat 1 mouse every week. So he has a mouse on Monday, and then nothing on Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday or Saturday or Sunday. And then he has another mouse again. So 1 mouse every week. And the mouse goes down his tummy, which is down about here. And then afterwards, he just gets all skinny again. Okay? Would you like to put this over your neck like this, sir? Yeah, awesome. I'll get another snake. I'll bring out a black and yellow one. Who can hold his head up? Okay, you hold his head, sir. I'll bring out a snake called Anton. Anton is a black and yellow California banded king snake. What a big, long name. My goodness sakes. Let's see about Anton here. Whoa, look at this Anton. You could hold Anton? What's your name? Marjorie. Marjorie is so brave. Can we put Anton like this? Yes, No, you're not Gabrielle. Who are you?
This is Jay. Remember me?
Oh, I'm sorry. I see so many kids today. I don't remember. Do you want to turn and face your friends and show them how you're holding Anton? Wow, you are so brave. Who else can hold a little snake? Well, I'll find Snow White. Snow White. Guess what color Snow White is?
White.
Yes. Snow White is a white snake. How about that? Look at this white snake with pink eyes. Can you hold Snow White in your hand, dear? Oh, look at you're holding Snow White. Is she a bit scary? Are you scared? If you're scared, you just tell me and I'll take Snow White away. Should I take Snow White away? No? You're brave, aren't you? This one's name is Mozart. Mozart was an old musician who made lots of neat music, some of my favoriteest music, and also Mozart's birthday and my birthday are the same day. So that's why I had to name one Mozart. Who would like to hold Mozart? You could do that, sir? What's your name?
Ben.
Ben is so brave. My, oh my, my, oh my.
Drum dancing is becoming increasingly popular with the young children of today. In Polituk, they held a training session last spring to familiarize kids with the drum dances of long ago. Elders George and Martha Harry and Miles and Yvonne Dillon participated in this project.
Did any of the people, like the elders, know any songs or dances?
Some of them did. Some of them would come up and sing with us, but very few. And one singer, though, Edward, he would sing after we finished, and we'd listen and dance to his songs.
Wanaptauk inimi palatumi Edward Ruben ilihima mina kakakanamik ingilaran aglan bigo sablugit wani iliharimate nakugi huni kangi takanamik utaral tutauk ilihak palung matun. I never practice when I'm alone, yeah. I know how to do it, but I had nobody else with me, you know, that makes it harder, yeah. You know, like, it's okay if I had 2, 3 person around me, give me a backup for singing or drumming, and it's hard, like, you're do a lot of interested when a lot of people, when you're willing to dance, and you know, But when you're alone, it's kind of hard too, you know, because at the same time, you gotta tune up for a song, say. It's another thing that makes it harder. You know. Like any other things, like violin or guitar, when you don't set it right, you know, sounds out of tune. Same thing in your voice. Yeah.
You still remember those songs from a long time back?
Yeah. I got hundreds of songs. Yeah. You know, sometime alone in the house, evening, I used to, especially when I had nothing to do, I used to sing away by myself, you know, just to, not to forget, you know. Yeah. When I was young, I used to dance like hell too. Yeah.
Last winter, we talked to Inuvialuit businessman Edward Lenny about his past involvements with the community and especially the Northern Games. Edward has come a long way in his business, and he tells us a little tonight. Edward Lenny was very influential in the beginning of the Northern Games. He tells us how he got started and who was involved.
Well, it all started in 1969. They start talking about Arctic Winter Games. And I always said right from the start that how can they name something Arctic Winter Games? They're in an Arctic there, and there was all Southern Games. So there was a few of us got together, and Billy Day was involved, Nellie Cornier was involved, Doug Dietrich, Dick Hill, Kenneth Pitterlook, Tom Kalinick, and who else am I missing here? I don't know if I missed anybody, but I sure hope not, because we started, we got together and we started talking about it. And by the time we finished talking, we started saying, well, we might as well start games, the traditional games. We didn't know it was going to be called Northern Games at that time. We just called it traditional games, and there was Old Ingemo Hall, and I started asking a few boys to come down, and they were interested enough to come down, like Abel, Mickey, all them boys, Buck, Dick, Jerry, Cassoon, all these guys that's, they, just young fellas, and they all come down and we start practicing. I was practicing with them at the time, but I found that playing the games with them and practicing with them, that the mistakes that they were making, if I didn't correct them at the time, that they would just continue on making that same mistake. So I got out of the games part of the thing, because I figured it was strong enough. I got out of that games part and started being the coach. And that's how we got started. These people that were involved, like Nellie Cornier, Dick Hill, Doug Dietrich, all these people there, you know, we all got together. We got the game started.
There's a pilot for you.
Last fall, we traveled down to the coast of the Yukon border. There, we hunted geese, caribou, and took some pictures of the land and its scenery. Tonight, we'll leave you with these scenes of last fall at Blow River.